In my last game pickups video, I talked about Sonic Mania. Excellent game. Definitely worth checking out, no matter what system or platform you have or whatever. But what makes this such a great game, or part of what makes it such a great game, is that it's fan-made. You know, and it was published by Sega. And the more I play it, I feel like, you know, these game companies, you notice I say companies, not developers, which I'll get to that in a moment, but these companies could really learn a thing or two from Sonic Mania. You know, because I know a lot of people have been saying that, like, oh my god, Sega's learned nothing from Sonic Mania. To a point, I kind of agree, but it's not just Sega, it's a lot of these game companies, because it's like, well, I've talked about this before, but a lot of 8th gen games, not all of them, but like certain ones, like I'm not going to point fingers like this one, but just a number of 8th gen games, they just feel so empty. Like they don't give us that same feeling we did back in like the previous gens. And I know it's for one thing, I know we're all getting older. I think that's part of the reason. But also, not only are we getting older, but so are the developers. Like, because think about the ones that are, some of them are even older than we are. They've been doing this for years upon years, so how much steam do they have left in them? You know, how long can they keep doing this? So, and that's the thing, it's like, I know when a lot of these games get released, like, I don't know, half-finished, or whatever you want to call it, I know a lot of people like to point the finger at the developers, but majority of the time, not always, but I'd say at least, like, 85% of the time, it's because these CEOs and these corporate bigwigs, excuse me, I don't know why I said big rigs, but, they, like, force them to do these stupid things. Like, let's say there was, hypothetically, let's say there's a LEGO Infinity War game coming out. You know, obviously people are going to be excited for that, partially because the movie just came out this year, the spring. So it's like, let's say it's coming out in November, late November, and the game comes out, and it's pretty much unplayable because it's unfinished. So why is that? Was it the developers? No, it's because the game was completely finished, and the CEOs or whatever was just like, oh, we gotta put that, can you put it out by late November? But it's not finished yet. Oh no, it doesn't matter. We gotta have it out for the holiday season. Screw the customers, the consumer. Just put it out there. Who cares if it's not finished yet? We can just patch it later. And the same with like things like when they lock something behind like a paywall, like whether it's characters or levels that it's like which should have been in the game to begin with. Like for example, take the Time Splitters games. Let's say they made a 4th game. Because the 3rd and final game came out in, like, I think 2005 or something. It's been almost 15 years, we'll put it that way. And one of the things that make those games so iconic was the memorable characters. So many great, wacky characters. Now let's say they're finally making a 4th game, and they decide to lock, like, take 30 or 40 characters and lock them behind a paywall, or even worse, make it so the only way to unlock characters is with loot boxes. Now, you know damn well the CEOs are like, oh, we'll do it this way because we'll make more money. But my point being is that they should really just listen to the fans more, because eventually they're going to piss off enough people that these companies are going to just lose massive amounts of money because they don't listen to the consumer enough. I'm not saying giving us, like, massive discounts or anything. I'm just saying, like, actually listen to your fans. And what they should do is, other than just passing the reins or to newer, younger developers and such, maybe they could give their fans a chance. Like, look at a game like, what was it, Metroid: The Return of Samus. That was made, or whatever the hell it was called, Metroid to Remember, excuse me. It was made because of that massive disappointment that was Metroid Prime, whatever the hell that game was called, I don't even remember. But you get my point, that it's just like, it wasn't the game everyone was looking for, so they made that fan-made game, which you could, like, download or whatever, and, of course, Nintendo had to shut it down, and then they gave us this, which was a good game, you know, I think that's part of the reason they shut that down, but it was like, instead of just shutting the game down, you know, like, hire the people that made this game, or the person who made this game, or whatever, like, give them a call, or bring them over to the headquarters and say, like, you think you could maybe make a new, like, an indie type of Metroid game for us? Like, that would be amazing if these companies did this. Unfortunately, they probably won't, but if they did, that would be awesome. And, because it's not, like, I mean, I love Nintendo, like, you know, I love Nintendo, but I hate a lot of their business moves. I'm not going to go into all the details. Like, there are stuff they do that I disagree with. You know, I'm not going to miss out on, like, big games and stuff. Like, it takes a lot to drive me away from a company. I mean, Breath of the Wild was amazing. Mario Odyssey was really good, but I feel like they should let fans make some games to it. That's just one company. Another one I'm going to use, for example, is Konami, who... Oh, my God. I don't even know where to begin with them, but... Basically, for years upon years, Konami made so many masterpieces, like, excellent games, and now they're just... Wow. They're the best way to put it, they're a shell of what they once were. They're not dead, but they're, like, on their last legs, if you will, because I don't know who the hell is in charge of that company, but they've driven away so many great developers that they're just... Yeah. And that's why I feel like, especially companies like Konami, they should listen to their fans. Like, I mean, one of my favorite games of all time was Vandal Hearts for the PS1. There was a sequel which was on PS1, which was also pretty good, and there was another one on Xbox Live which was okay, and it was supposed to be one for the DS, but I don't know what the story with that is. And I feel like, shout out to my friend Sean, because I know he loves this game as much as I do. Let's say him and I, and like a handful of other people got together and made like a remaster of this game, because as much as I love this game, it is a little graphically dated, if that makes sense, or dated graphics-wise, but it just has such a great story to it. So, like, you know, Sean, myself, and a few others could either make like a remaster of this game or make a new Vandal Hearts game and then pitch the, you know, send it to Konami and to like publish it or something, but they'd probably like, no. Even though Vandal Hearts is one of those underrated games, it's a game that, it's something nobody really talks about anymore, but it's like, I feel like there is still a market for strategy and tactical RPGs. I mean, look how big Fire Emblem has become. And I feel like, if Konami ever really truly wants to come back, do something like that. Do what Sega did with Sonic Mania. Let fans or a fan take one of your games and develop it for you to publish. And I guarantee you will make money. Maybe not a lot, but it'll... You know what I'm saying? But... Anyway, now that I got that out of my chest, what do you guys think about this idea? Do you think more of these companies should kind of give their fans a chance? I'm not saying every game has to be made by fans, but maybe just like a small percentage of it. What do you think of the idea? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Maybe even hit that red subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching, because next week's video is going to be a little bit different. It's somewhat gaming related, but well, it's gaming toy related, but like I said, that's next week. So again, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.